Anime Secrets. But hey, join me next year at Rangerstop and Pop, June 13th through the 15th in Atlanta, Georgia. It is our final year, so come and have a fun time with us. It is like a family reunion of Power Ranger fans, Power Rangers, and we're just going to have the best time ever. It's morphin' time.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this month's RSP Live, and I am joined by our host, as always, and a panel of very special Rangers from the TikTok community and beyond. But first, before we begin, a few housekeeping notes. We were supposed to have Beauty Baba Yaga on, but unfortunately, she is still traveling from her Rome adventures. We wish her safe travels and can't wait to see her back stateside. And also, huge shout out to Anime Secrets for hosting these RSP lives, as well as helping Blurredography out with Blurredography, Blurredcast Lives for the last couple of months. So huge shout out to Riz. Thank you so much for your support. But welcome, everybody. Welcome. We are here for the May episode. Woo! How's everybody doing?
It's morphin' time.
Fantastic.
It's
great
not
Monday.
morphin' time. My back hurts. No, thank you.
Busy somehow. I don't know how
It's morphin' time in your upper ages.
I'm blue.
It's morphine time.
No.
All right, perfect. Without any other introductions, I would like to go ahead and introduce my co-host. To my this direction, I have from Anime Secrets, Mr. Riz, and to my this other direction, I have Mr. Carnell Holly from Carnell Holly Pictures.
But hey, it's flipped. Like I see what you see, but it's flipped. So you
got it backwards. You said I'm Carnell, you said he's Riz.
Well, for me, like you are this way. That's why I pointed. All right,
right.
Live.
I see it that way. You pointed right the first time. It made sense.
Thank you,
to me.
Phantom. Thank you. All right. And I'd like to welcome our special guest because every guest is special because I'm lucky to have them. Why don't y'all go ahead and just introduce yourselves since y'all know yourselves more than I know y'all. Why don't we start in the center below me?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Chris Dunn. I am a host of my YouTube channel, Geek Done Right, and former videographer for Rangerstop and Pop. Good to be here, guys.
All right, and
Okay, awkward silence as Kev and I decide which one of us are going to go next.
that's
That's literally what I was thinking too.
So you know what? I got it. What's up, y'all? It's me. It's your boy, the Phantom, Earth 1397. You see me at the cons in the uniform in there in my suit all decked out. I am the writer and creator of SPD Elite Force. And now the success is going to seem like an overnight thing when it happens, but I've been working on it for 20 years. I'm sure we'll get there later. But that's my claim to fame.
all right, Steve. Why don't you go ahead since you just popped back in?
Yeah, it's like in and out. I'm so sorry about the connection. Sorry about that, guys. It's great to see you guys. It is an honor to be a part of Rangerstop and a part of this tonight because it's been fun. I've been with the Rangerstop and Rangerstop and Pop community for, I guess, like 10 years now. I don't know when and how that happened, but it's fun to be a part of, and it's nice to just get to be out here talking about it because it's convention season again. It's happening, and I'm excited and exhausted from work, but also excited.
Perfect. All right, and go ahead, Kev.
Well, my name's Kevlock. Thank you guys for having me on this panel tonight. Ranger Stop and Pop love, all family crew. Me personally, what I do is I make helmets and stuff. Why? I don't know. I'm a nerd who just loves Power Rangers, and I got into making helmets for myself, and then other people wanted them, so now I make everything. So that's a little bit about me. Former Air Force veteran, still veteran, but like former Air Force. So that's just, I make props now and I work on my computer, and that's all I do all day.
We don't deserve you, Kev.
We don't.
Nope.
Actually, we really don't.
We don't deserve Kev.
But thank y'all so much for coming on the live. Sorry, it kind of seemed like it was put together last minute, but I've been like working on this for like the last 2 weeks among a bunch of other different things. Before we get into it, just a couple of more housekeeping notes. If you are a fan of blurredography, Cornell Holly Pictures, or Anime Secrets, you can show your support by leaving a gift or a super thanks in the live chats. I would like to thank all the audiences from all 3 channels for joining on and sticking with us over the last 5 months. We're almost there. We're about to stick the landing. We're about to gear up for the June episode, which we'll talk about later in this podcast. And I can't believe it. I almost forgot. We have a very special announcement. I don't know who wants to make the announcement.
I will make the announcement.
Go for it.
I've been the one working it.
Go for it.
All right. So I'm pleased to announce that at this coming Rangerstop and Pop, we will be taking part as a collaborative effort between Anime Secrets, Blurredography, and Cornell Holly Pictures to bring you guys for the first time ever an RSP Day Zero Trivia Night.
Woo!
We don't know the time or the location yet in the Omni Hotel, but this will be at the hotel. It will be in the evening. But as soon as we iron out those final details, be sure that you'll be certain to see it on all of our platforms. And in addition to seeing our beautiful faces in the top row, we're going to have a special guest being our amazing MC. You've seen him at Rangerstop and Pop for the last couple of years, being an amazing MC alongside his partner in crime, who, if he was coming to the con, he'd also be part of the MC crew, but he's not coming. You know him. You love him. The ever amazing Steve Newport will be our MC for tonight. And I am so excited to have this amazing people.
It's going to be great. Night Zero, starting the fun, making it happen finally. Even if this happens to be the last Rangerstop, which I hope it's not.
It is the last one in Atlanta. We don't know about Orlando yet.
Exactly.
But I just want to say it's been a real blast being able to work with my bros, Mark and Carnell and Nathan, who can't be here tonight because he has this crazy work schedule that makes him work at midnight and all that stuff. But I just want to say it's been a great time working with these guys and seeing the fruit of our work lead to Rangerstop and Pop asking us to do this event for them means a lot. And I'm super excited to be there to bring you guys some of our magic. And Kevlock, Phantom, if y'all are at Rangerstop and Pop, please come on down. Let's have some fun. We got to have a party.
I will be there on Saturday.
And
I'm missing it this year. I don't have it in me. My schedule will not allow me to get away this time.
Man.
Well, we'll have a party. We'll party enough for both of y'all.
That is true.
I got to double check. My sister wants to go one of the days, either Friday or Saturday, but I'll be in Atlanta for family in general at a hotel around the corner. So technically it'd be possible to see me at any point in time because I could walk over there. But
are you also Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
My family is. I'm not in Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, so I come in from Houston, flying in, so bit of a fun time for me to do this.
Nebraska.
I'm just blessed to
I am so sorry.
Yep. Take your finger, point it at the middle of the United States. That's me.
Wait, where did you say you're from?
Nebraska.
Well, that's where I live. I'm not from Nebraska.
Too.
I'm not from Nebraska. I live in Nebraska.
Oh.
So, Kevlock, how is it being surrounded by corn 24/7?
So the surprising thing is I live in one of the 3 cities in Nebraska. So even though there is a cornfield not too far from my house, don't get me wrong. there's a lot of nice stuff. I hate that you're right that there's a cornfield right next to my house.
No, it's convenient. I think that's convenient. I would like to live next to a cornfield versus a bunch of railroad tracks like me.
Oh, I live next to those too. So I have a cornfield one way, railroad tracks the other way, and then the other way is the city.
Now, see, that sounds like the beginning of a horror movie. Like the cornfield next to our houses.
You ever heard of Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were both from Nebraska.
Nope, I'm done. No, thank you.
Where'd you get them
I
people?
expect more of you, Kev.
All right,
Hey,
so
I got land.
let's go ahead and just kind of jump into it. There's some topics I really want to bring up. The first, let's just start with this. The whole reason why I've assembled Mr. Dunright, Mr. Phantom Ranger, Mr. Steve Newport, Mr. Kevlock, Miss Beauty Baba Yaga. Again, she's here with us in spirit. Again, safe travels. But in one shape, way, form, or fashion, the five of you represent some aspect of the fandom and have created your own space there. And I wanted to assemble literally a team of fan rangers to have a masterclass to talk all things Power Rangers, all things Ranger Stop and Pop Atlanta, and Ranger Stop Orlando, because that's what it's called. Riz, get your ticket ready. I think it's gonna happen this episode.
Oh my god!
I
I didn't have this ready. I was actually wondering.
We're waiting for the pop and stop.
I was about to say, am I going to start this up again? I guess I am.
I'm feeling coming as I'm talking, but
Stop and Pop.
Right,
That's
yeah,
what I love.
yeah. But I just wanted to bring everyone together so we can just geek out to pretty much probably our favorite series, franchise, fan base, IP ever. Like every single one of us is a Power Rangers fan at heart. We've all been a Power Rangers fan for like the past 34 years. And we just want to talk about it and just give our flowers while we can to Karen Ashley, to Nakia, to Mikey, and to every single Ranger cast member, every single crew member. I just wanted to geek out with you guys and just nerd out to our favorite thing. So I want to begin this live by just asking our four guests that are here out of the five. We'll start with Mr. Dunright in the center, then we'll go back around the way that we did earlier. But why do you love Power Rangers, and why do you continue to support RSP and the series as a whole?
Power Rangers, I don't know. I think I just like watching people doing martial arts and brightly colored spandex. Actually, Power Rangers to me has been amazing because it means that normal, average people can be heroes. It's just that kind of idea. Like, just like your regular people. I know that in Mighty Morphin they seem like a bunch of like goody two shoes, and there's parodies about that, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like regular people with regular lives can suddenly have the opportunity of greatness placed upon them, and being able to see again and again and again these individuals through different seasons in some way, shape, or form rise to that level of greatness and become more than what they once were. Just that the idea of that is something that hits home with me. Not to go too deep into that or whatever, but that's just something that I love. I've always had a love for giant robots. I have a love of martial arts. My son is in Taekwondo, and I love being able to pass that on. In fact, I was telling these guys earlier that I was riding around in my car, and my 3-year-old daughter just out of the blue yells, "It's morphin' time!" And it was the most adorable thing, but it was also #proud moment.
Indoctrination at its finest.
Right?
So, hey,
Right?
let me interject real quick. I want to give a quick shout out to a dear friend of mine, Mr. Carl Dutton from Scyther Production Inc. He is the creator of the Power Rangers audio drama. If you've never heard of it, y'all need to check it out. It's basically Power Rangers, but more mature, more adult. It's an audiobook, so it's more of a podcast. There's no visual representation of it, but it's fantastic. They are currently on Power Rangers Zeo in terms of seasons. They covered 3 seasons so far, kind of basing it loosely off of Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, and some Super Sentai. So you got references to Zeo Ranger, Die Ranger, Kaku Ranger, and now O Ranger. So I just want to give a quick shout out to my good friend Carl Dutton. So sorry, I just had to get that out of the way real quick.
No worries, man. Um,
Hey,
to
can you put that link in the chat? I'd like to check that out myself.
Yeah, definitely, I will. He's really an amazing. We cover their audio drama on our podcast, Take a Secret. So we have our own opinions given for seasons 1 through 3 and some of their spin-off stuff. We're waiting for Zio to wrap up, which will probably be like a year or something down the line from now. But when they finish that, we're gonna have season 4 reviewed as well, along with any other spin-offs they end up doing. So yeah, just want to throw it out there that Carl Dutton and his team deserve all the love in the world, and they're amazing. But yeah, I'm putting that into the chat right now.
all right. In terms of Ranger Stop and Pop, like even from the beginning, I was floored about how welcome I was. Like it immediately was family. One of the first people I met was actually Steve, and we become really good friends. And he just made me feel like a part of the family immediately. With it was amazing to me to have a place where I could 100% be my full and authentic self and not be judged harshly for it as I do outside of the con. And so one of the biggest reasons why I
Nice job, Daddy.
even now
Daddy, that
still
nice.
have that love. Nice bat night. That's great. One of the biggest reasons why I still, even though I'm not part of staff anymore, still support Ranger Stop and Pop and still try to get as many people to the show as possible is because I think everybody deserves to have that space where they can be their full and authentic selves without judgment. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that that's really one of the things that exemplifies Power Rangers is come as you are, bring who you are, and just add to the collective. Not trying to make it sound like the Borg or anything, but
Resistance is futile.
but it's just a really beautiful thing, and it's something that I wholeheartedly support.
What about you, Phantom?
Well, I am Locutus of Borg, so man. Okay. Oh wow, Power Rangers. Like, why do I want to say it started in 1993 when I saw Green with Evil. Like, I think that the initial set off is like, you telling me this one guy just whops them all in their own Zord. Like, that was enough for me to be like, all right, I want to at least check it out next week. And I watched for years, and I think as you get older, like most of us do, you kind of fall off a bit. Turbo lost me. I won't lie. I won't lie. Justin threw me off. I was like, okay, I'm kind of done. But I came back for Time Force, and then I retroactively went back and watched them all, and was so glad I did because there was so much lore and backstory there that I would have missed going into future seasons. So, like, I love Power Rangers, I think, differently than most people because I love watching the continuity of it all unfold. Like, some people are like, oh yeah, it's dope, Tommy's back, but there's so much lineage there. Like, I don't think people really understood what Legacy of Power was trying to do. There's so much lore in the Power Rangers that just isn't being tapped into. So when you do get some nuggets of lore, I cling to those. So that's my love of Power Rangers, at least one of them. Like, I could go on for days. As far as Ranger Stop and Pop would go, I've only had the one experience, and it was probably one of the most positive experiences of my life and what was one of the most negative points in my life. Like, I should have been completely miserable that entire weekend, but this community, this group of people would not allow it. Like, the atmosphere and the aura you get from these people who collectively know that together we are more just really took a lot from my load. It's just, I can give a little bit to everybody and we can endure together. And if that ain't the message of the Power Rangers, I don't know what is.
What year?
Love you,
What
Phantom.
year was the con that you went to?
This was, I went last year.
Last year.
It was last year.
Okay. It's an Omni. Okay.
What about you, Steve? Since you have probably one of the more outside of Done Right, one of the more unique perspectives of working with RSP and joining in, I'm curious to know your specific perspective and how you got involved with RSP and what does Power Rangers as a whole mean to you?
The thing getting involved with RSP, I want to answer that second if I could, because I want to start back with the Power Rangers thing first, just because I specifically remember in 1993 turning on the TV. I was 7, and I wasn't there at the very, very beginning. Kimberly was in an airplane with her uncle, and he had passed out because Squat had drugged him, and Bulk and Skull were
Remember that.
also in the back seat. And I turned that on, and I was 7. I didn't know anything about any of it. I liked Kimberly and what was going on in the plane before I even saw the rest. And then it turned into, they were fighting Snizzard in that episode, and Alpha called Kimberly, helped her land the plane. I think we all remember how it turned out positively for the Ranger team. But like that was it from there for me. And I had never, ever, ever looked back, and I got Megazord right here even. And it's always
Nice.
always been there. And so for me, that was cool. And to answer the actual question that you asked me, getting involved with Rangerstop and Rangerstop and Pop, I was lucky to be in the right place at the right time, because here in Orlando, I got started with the convention circuit based on the entertainment based company in Orlando that I worked for. And it opened up an opportunity for me to give that a shot. And years later, somehow it just fell together that I got so lucky to be. The way I look at what I get to do is sort of be a liaison between the cast and some of the fans who are not as vocal about approaching people, because of course we've got people of all kinds. And so I'm just so happy to get to interact with people for that entire weekend. That's kind of my whole purpose, I feel like, for being there, is to just make sure it is fun for everybody, because I like to bring the life to it, because I believe in it. I love the Rangers. I love the Rangers as characters. I love the Rangers, most of the Rangers, as people. It's just a great community to be a part of. There's going to be your imperfect people out there, but they're
perfect.
But exactly, that's it. It's part of the human adventure, I suppose. But it's always been my thing. The Rangers have always been my guy, my team.
So we have a fun comment.
I remember that.
Yeah, I saw
remember
you.
you.
So
I think I remember that too.
He
Yeah, it was really
in
cool.
one of our panels that we recorded, right? Maybe the Donna Thunder panel.
Oh.
Because he was the one that was, I think he was gonna morph, but then something happened and he didn't end up doing the morph sequence. It's been a year since it happened, but I remember something about this happening.
All right, Kev, go ahead and answer the previous question.
Okay, so 2 questions are why do I love Power Rangers, and what got me involved in Rangerstop and Pop. So let's go to Power Rangers. So we've all been basically obsessed with like heroes and the idea of becoming more, like every other kid. But what really stuck with me with Power Rangers is I saw myself in the show, and at that time frame, and I don't want to like bring in any negative downtones, I didn't see anyone who looked like me on the screen doing those things. So when I saw that, I knew it was possible for me to do it, and I kind of idolized that. And then every other season, it just showed more and more representation, not just for me, but other communities. So like, yeah, we had someone to look like me in the first season, and then the second season, and then black person became a Red Ranger. So like down the line further, and I was like, okay, cool. I was still waiting, and we finally got it, a female Red Ranger, but I was waiting for that since I would say 2002. Like I was waiting for that to happen, but it didn't happen until what is it, 2025 now?
Right.
Time flies.
So I mean, that's why I love Power Rangers. And as far as Rangerstop and Pop, what's got me involved in that is actually the community itself. So again, I started making all this stuff for me at first, and then people kept asking me to make it. And then it even became where, hey, I want to meet you and I want to buy some of your stuff. And I was like, is it possible for you to come here or etc.? And I'm like, I never used to branch out. So actually this community got me really out of my bubble. I didn't really go to cons before. I really didn't leave the house because I'm an Air Force nerd. I just decided to vendor. I vendored at Rangerstop and Pop in Atlanta twice, and I've vendored at Rangerstop Orlando once. As far as vendoring in the future, I am not vendoring at this upcoming Atlanta, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to for Orlando, just because the inventory concern. It's a lot to like move decent amount of helmets somewhere, especially if they don't sell.
How do you end up doing that? Like, do you have to like bring a crate, or do you mail them, or?
So when I did Atlanta, I just loaded everything in the back of my car and I drove it all over. Sometimes I put it in the trailer, like not a trailer, but like a little back part that I can tow behind my car, and I'll just put it in that in totes, and then I'll bring it. But it became too much to like try and do, versus because these are a lot of big items. People don't want to buy big items at the con, unfortunately. Like some people do, but a lot of the big items don't sell. So to bring a lot of them and not have anything sell was kind of tough on me. So like if I did vendor, it wouldn't be anything as far as helmets or weapons wise, which is a lot of what people want. But at that time, they can't get it because there's so much excitement at Rangerstop and Pop. So I understand. I met a guy who just went all out on day one. He was like, I'm going to unload on these signatures, the VIP package. I'm going to get to meet this actor and this one. And he's like, you're going to see me blinged out with Ranger swag. And I was like, you do you, man. But I mean, save some money for another day. You might want to buy one of these.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to give out a shout out to Dark Barcode Warrior. Yes, I do think Phantom Ranger will make a good Zordon of the Rangers of TikTok. Get on that.
So while we have that little pause mark, I do want to make some other comments come up on the screen real quick.
Okay.
We got a question from our good friend Nick Channel for Mr. Steve and Mr. Phantom Ranger. He is asking, what do you all think about the new Power Rangers in the works at Disney Plus? And Chris, Steve, if you guys want to also, or Kevlock, if you want to also weigh in, please go ahead.
For one,
I don't know anything about it. I know it's in the works, but I don't know anything about it.
That's all I know too, is that I heard it the same as everybody else, but I want to see it be cool. I just want to see, honestly, I just want to see it happen at this point, because no matter what it is, anything that moves the franchise into continued existence is good, because we had the 30th anniversary, and then that was kind of momentum.
That's a real positive way to look at it, honestly, because even if it's whatever, the next thing that comes out, if we keep pushing it forward, it'll keep pushing the fandom. But if we get some people to just tank it, it won't push the fandom. So we do need to support this object, whatever it is, and then we can do what they did with the Sonic movie and just like complain enough so they change it.
Exactly.
I can agree to that. Like when I first heard about it, like I trusted Hasbro completely. They had given us Beast Morphers and Cosmic Fury and Dino Fury, so I trusted when they said they had a plan. They kind of let me down. So now you're talking about, now we're a reboot with Disney Plus. First, being with Disney Plus means we'll have Disney money, so that's going to be great. But while I don't know much about it, I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, I think that Cosmic Fury was a satisfying conclusion to that era of the Power Rangers. And we as a community, whether it be through fan series or Kev making people's dreams come true, or just like Done Right helping organize people just get to meet the Rangers. I'm writing a series that I've been working on for 20 years. We as a community are pushing the content forward, even without Hasbro, without Saban, without Disney. We really don't need them at this point. So when you say Disney Plus reboot, I'm excited for an addition to the franchise that we're already actively contributing to.
I have a question, Phantom, but before I get to that question, let me shout out one more comment and I can ask my question to you. So Scyther Inc., he is saying, would love it if there was a RangerCon here. Nothing like that in the UK. Have to settle for generic Comic-Cons. Carl, I completely feel like that. For the longest time, there wasn't even Ranger cons here in the States, and I mean, I didn't start going until 2 years ago. So yeah, I had to settle for the Anime Con and the Comic Cons to meet my Rangers that I met before Ranger Stop and Pop. I'm hoping one day we can get you guys something out in Europe as well. Maybe one day you guys can do it with the blessing of the audio drama. But yeah, so Phantom, my question for you is: you've mentioned once or twice in the stream, and I'm going to admit I don't really know you beyond like the 2 minutes we've been talking so far here. What is this work you're doing? This story you're talking about you're developing?
I have been quietly for the past 25 years ago, so been writing a series called SPD Elite Force. My goal was to take every plot hole, every inconsistency, anything that wasn't logical within the time frame of the Power Rangers franchise and make it make sense. So I would organize it within the scope of FPD because you gives you the My Hero Academia feel, people coming in, people coming out, new recruits. You can deal with children of Rangers. That way you can use their parents to introduce them as legendary Rangers and just continue the franchise, but expanding on a lot of the things that was mentioned in the series, but didn't really get followed up on. For example, my favorite are the Exiberians. Trip was an Exiberian in Time Force. You get that mentioned once, but in Elite Force, we spread that out, and the Exiberians are a whole race of people with 26 individual houses with their own individual like religious beliefs, and they just come to SPD to be helpful. I expand on anything, any plot hole you can name in the series. I'm sure I've touched on and tried to make it make sense within the scope of the series. Elite Force is my love letter to the franchise that saved my life.
So let me ask you this: is is any of the preliminary work online somewhere that we can go check it out, or is it still very much under lock and key?
If you were to go to my TikTok right now and go to my link tree, the first 7 seasons are available to read right now for free. I think there's a Mega Winger got a spin-off series that I was working on. I think there are 2 seasons of that up. But if you were to say in the totality of what I've written, I've got 16 seasons of Elite Force. Like many of those people haven't seen. I've got 32 limited spin-off series, each of those with 3 or 4 different seasons. And I'm season 6 into a full spectrum series where I'm now trying to get away from copyrighted stuff. So I don't say the morphing grid anymore. It's the spectrum of the grid as I'm moving away so that I can now publish these things and do more with them. I got 6 seasons of that. So like I write every single day. If you were to sit down and engage in my work, you need an episode every day for the rest of your life and never catch up.
Like One Piece.
Damn.
Like
Okay.
I watched One Piece 3 times over.
Look, guys, look. I gotta say, Phantom, this is incredible to hear that somebody's doing that. I'm gonna go download TikTok to my phone again and find your link tree and then delete TikTok and then read your stuff.
Like by all means, I want people to listen to the vision. Like I'm not looking
Yeah.
to make money. I would go to these cons. Like I was a vendor sort of, and they were like, "Why aren't you charging for autographs? Why aren't you charging for the books?" I don't care. I just want people to read it. I just want you to see what it is because I've poured my soul into this for longer in my life that I haven't been. Like
Yeah.
that's the why I've never said that out loud before. I'm 50 years old. I've been working on this for longer than I haven't been. So at least 28, 29 years. I just want you to see it. I want you to see what
Oh
I've been
yeah,
working on.
100%. No, you're right. I mean, look, you have done something really incredible because one, you've been doing this for more than most of your life. That's a huge accomplishment. A lot of people, they pick up content creation for a stint of time, like maybe 2 years, a year, 5 years, and then they all sort of drop off. I find, but for you to have been doing this for 25 years, that is incredible to me. And that's coming from somebody who's also been doing something for 20 plus years. I mean, the Anime Secrets brand has been around since 2002, 2003, give or take. So I completely get where you're coming from. I get it.
I'm just honored to be here, man. When I first showed up, I just wanted a seat at the table. It was like, oh, we can talk about things online. Like there are intelligent Power Ranger fans where we can have more than a conversation in who's better, Tommy or Jason. We can dig into the lore. And when I found that there were people who could do that, Baba Yaga is, oh my God, like shout out to her. If you don't love Baba Yaga, there's something wrong with you. That woman is a
Baba
walking
Yaga,
encyclopedia.
Her,
Holy crap.
I love her Instagram reels a lot. I've never talked to her in person, but I saw her at Rangerstop and Pop last year. And here's a quick story about her because she's not here tonight, so I can say it and not get judged by her. So I was working on an interview with Nathan to do an interview with Tessa Rao, who played Izzy, the Green Dino Fury Ranger in Cosmic Fury. And I remember seeing her come up in her green, I think it was the Cosmic Fury suit, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while, but I just remember the amount of work she put into that cosplay. And I remember she had brought something really intrinsic to get Tessa to sign. It was some kind of quilt or something. And that was just really awesome to have seen that entire process of them talking about how to get it signed, what's the best way to do it. So no, I agree with you. Baba Yaga is an amazing person. I just luckily happened to stumble across her Instagram months later, and I was like, oh, I know that girl. I watched her do a thing at Rangerstop.
Yeah, did you see her dressed up
She
as Orange
inspired
Ranger?
me to come here. I wouldn't have been on TikTok without Baba Yaga. I came because I saw that the intelligent conversations could be had. I stayed because I found a community. We found a whole squad of people, and we worked it out. And now I can't imagine a day of my life without that sense of community. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not in the chats every day. You know, I'm not on TikTok the way I used to be, but like I think we all know better that the presence of the Ranger community as a whole is bigger than I didn't talk to you every day. Me and Kev couldn't be no closer. Same birthday, same like
damn
100% across the board. I hear from Kev every day. We got a 200+ day streak going on. If you ask me, that's me and Kev talking every day. Like
that's how we check on each other to make sure we good. Like if the streak ain't lit, he ain't okay.
There you go.
And I'm gonna say something that I know I've said on a previous live stream with Mark and Carnell and Nathan, but it's been a while since I've kind of said this, and I feel like it's worth repeating it here, given we're coming closer to the Rangerstop and Pop finale. I came to Rangerstop and Pop 2 years ago for the first time because Nathan bugged the crap out of me saying, Riz, you got to come to Atlanta. You got to come to Atlanta. I was like, Nate, I live in Houston. I can't come to Atlanta. That's a flight or that's a long ass drive. But he wore me down, and I was like, okay, I'll come up one time. We'll see how it is. And previous to all this, I had spent 16 years thereabout attending another convention called MechaCon in New Orleans. And that convention was home. When they ended MechaCon in 2021, I felt very empty. Like I didn't have a home con anymore because every other con I'd gone to, it just felt like business for me. Going as Anime Secrets, filming the panels, interviewing the guests. I didn't feel that welcome. I come into Rangerstop and Pop, and holy crap, I found that feeling again. I found that home. And of course, 3 years later, they're closing down too. So
it's your fault.
Yeah, so I like to think that the Power Rangers is bigger than that, though. Like there could never be another con. Rangerstop and Pop could never come to Atlanta again. We could never have. There could get rid of Power Morphicons completely. The community as a whole would still be here. What we're doing would still exist. It would be in a smaller capacity. Maybe many of the actors wouldn't be as involved. but it's not going to stop anytime soon. Don't let like one convention stop you from finding your community, because they're here in abundance.
Dude, I have a group set right now with Mark, Carnell, Chris Dunn, Steve. We're going to add you that group set later on, the main one, because that group set has a lot of sentiment value to me, because these guys, despite some rough edges here and there, they're family to me. And that's all because we were all at RSP. We met up. We had the horrors of the press room the first year, and in the second year, we just bonded over our RSP life, and it was so great. Like just having us all bonding in this content creation way to me means a lot. So these are my flowers to you, Mark and Carnell, because I know y'all like the word flowers for accolades. I don't fully understand this Gen Z language all that well, but
It's more of a cultural thing instead of a generational thing.
Look, I don't know how this stuff works.
Am I a part of Gen Z?
No, you're a millennial. You're older than me.
Yeah. There's so much
know what
stuff
you just
that
said
y'all
there.
have said that I want to go over and cover. I kind of don't even know where to begin. But since Phantom, you brought up Beauty Baba Yaga and the intelligence of the Ranger community, especially since how it ties into what you do with your store that you've been working with over half your life, I want to ask everyone, all of us can answer this. What is because this question was specifically for Beauty Baba Yaga because of her historian content that she makes. So I'm gonna open this up to everybody. What lore in Power Rangers that has gone with question marks, if we'll say, that's like your favorite? Like for me personally, the thing that it upsets me when I hear it is in Megaforce, go say, since Jake, there's a simple explanation for that, and we never get a simple explanation for that. Matter of fact, that whole series. Put a pin in that. We'll go back to that. But what are some of your favorite unanswered questions and lore dumps that need an answer?
Kev's ready to go.
Go for
Well,
it.
I was gonna say that one but I'm gonna go with what hasn't been answered is Kat was able to make from SPD, was able to make Doggy Kruger a morpher so he can be the Black Ranger, but her morpher had to be given to her and only was able to work one time. Make that make sense.
Sentai footage, bro.
Shameless self-promotion, and I think I did in like season 6. There's a whole arc where I cover why that is possible.
I'm like, that doesn't. Her thing should have been permanent.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't permanent because, like, and if no race is given for Cat Manx and SPD, so I made her Grathian. Grathian is just a race that was mentioned in Power Rangers in space because they were the Gratha. So it was just an alien species. I put 2 and 2 together. These must be the Grathians. Because of her physiology, she isn't able to hold the power for any longer than an hour without it being like a drain on her physically. So while the morpher itself works and is 100% fine, she physically was unable.
That kind of makes sense because if you go back to the episode, she kind of demorphed on her own before she needed to.
Yep. The 1 hour time limit was just how long she could do it safely.
So, real quick, Carl Dutton's big one that he wants to mention is the Phantom Ranger. That I agree. That's a huge question for me as well. Who was he, and why would you rather write
what
this love story thing?
Now, I feel uniquely qualified to answer this one. Like, it's one of the first things I deal with in Elite Force. Like, if you want my headcanon explanation, I'm happy to give it to you. But if you just want to speak canonically, like, I've always just accepted that he was from the future, so there was information he had to be vague with. That way, he shows up when he's needed, he knocks a thing out, but he can't come every single time because that's just messing with the timeline. So only shows up in dire need. Hey, here's a ship, Andro, so you can do the thing. Like, so you're never going to get his identity because like the series just didn't want to pay for it. But I have a very long, drawn out explanation that draws all the way back to the 1800s.
Hell yeah.
Wait, did I read that wrong? That she fell in love with Doggy?
With
No,
her dog.
Or a dog, her
With
dog.
the-
Yeah, I
her
Her
read that
dog.
too. when it
Oh,
started.
I
dog.
remember when the dog became a human. Okay, I remember.
Yeah.
that. Okay, I was like, wait, it's like
That was a
instead
weird one.
Doggy
Yeah,
instead of
that's
the Phantom
that,
Ranger.
yeah,
Cassie's best
yeah. I don't
friend.
know how you explain that.
No,
That was a weird one.
And it's important that there was no in-universe explanation for this, so I kind of base everything that I do on the idea of there's no logical inconsistency in this happening, and based on logical inference, unless there's a defeater within the canon that says that was impossible, I just kind of go with it. So
Yeah.
time travel seems to be the best possible solution for that problem.
So one of the things that I've thought about was how did they create the White Ranger powers, and was it something that was like partially completed? Like, how did they do it within such a short period of time? And when they didn't create the Ranger powers to begin with, that was Ninjor that created the Mighty Morphin powers. But they never fully explained it. It's just like, hey, there's this special chamber where we can suddenly give these new powers that included a sentient sword. So
But only one time. We can only do it one time. We can't give like 10 more people these powers. Just
Yeah.
one guy.
right?
Yeah, so
Exactly.
I
two
have an
suggestions.
answer to that. I have an answer. I don't want to step on nobody else's toes. I feel like I just been kind of running my mouth.
Just
But
think your answers
if
are the
you're
most fun.
interested,
You could have
the
them all.
White Ranger powers are an infinite regress event. If you go look at White Light Part 1, they're using quantum morphing pods. Now, I want you to fast forward all the way to Time Force when Michael Zaskin is trying to replicate the quantum morphing powers, and he is also using quantum morphing pods. The White Ranger powers are an offshoot of the quantum morpher powers sent back in time when needed most.
Wow. That's
I-
very interesting. I
was-
like that.
I was gonna go way
Thank you.
simpler, where they just used the remnants of the green coin and every other color, and just said, "Here we go."
Because white
Yeah.
really is a reflection of all colors.
The color spectrum.
Right. Because they did mention that they recreated the Thunderzords using the Dinozords. Am I remembering this wrong? Did they say they dismantled the Dragon Zord for the White Ranger powers, or is it still in
No, it's still in
It
Ocean.
had nothing
Okay,
to do with
okay.
the two. In fact, the two fought each other. Well, not the Tigers work, but they fought each other once in really bad stock footage in Return of the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So I
definitely
wanted to
Dragon
ask
Zord is
you
still
what you
just
think
down
about
there.
that.
Yep, it's just still in the ocean.
That was
It's
my
just
thing
not
actually.
powered.
Was Dragon Zord is just down there still. That was gonna be my thing.
So here's another question: if the Dragon Zord's still down there, if Tommy uses the Master Morpher and turns green, can he summon it?
You got the Falcon
Yeah.
Zord out, so I would imagine yes, right?
Right.
That's
We saw him
destructive.
use the Falcon
That's
Zord.
destructive right there.
Have y'all read this comment on screen real quick? Because this is hilarious.
Let me see what we got.
I've headcanon on our review so that the entire season 2 era is Zordon making bad knockoff versions of Ninja's work, which is why they blew up at the start of season 3. They were synced together.
Oh
You know
my
what, that's
god.
actually pretty good.
That's a really good explanation.
That's actually really good because like Zordon was like, I can do this, and then he's like, oh crap, I blew that one. Oh well.
No. He says, ay, I messed that up. And Alpha's like, ay.
Oh,
99 bottles of slime on the wall, 99 bottles of slime.
I want to just kind of bring up something that like just irritates me because like it's just a simple writing error that could have been easily fixed and explained away. And I'm going back to Super Mega Force. So y'all remember where they're like, hey, you can now be Rangers that's never been seen on this planet before, and they go do like, you know, obviously Japanese footage and do some of the older Sentais they came out before MMPR. Like we have
New
Eltar,
powers.
right? We have Eltar, we have Sentai 6. Like you have all these other planets. Aquatar, there could have been other Aquatar team of Power Rangers. they never explained where these other Ranger teams that never been seen on Earth before, other than just dropping the line because they thought it sounded cool and an easy explanation to explain them just being lazy with the Japanese footage. That
Hey,
always
Mark,
bugged me. Yo,
here's the
That's
real
what
answer
always
right there
kind of
for
got me
you.
about the Super Mega Force, the entire Super Mega Force in general. I love the cast and I love the team, but like it just felt like I know they, the writers, didn't, but I mean they, the Power Rangers themselves, didn't really care. They're like, oh, here's all these old things. They're like, okay, we're gonna change costumes whenever we need to. All right, it's Zeo time. Here we go. Why is
yes,
this on my
It would've
helmet?
been-
I don't
it would've
know.
been
It doesn't
super
matter. I don't
cool.
care. Like they didn't have a reverence for any of the past Ranger stuff. So like, I mean, yeah, sure, they had the legendary Rangers and they were like big deal for the 10 seconds they were on screen together.
I just want to say real quick, I will never not laugh when I think about the scene where all the Legend Rangers are coming on the mountain scene, and they have Mighty Morphin come up first, and then they say, "Look, Rangers," and then they pan over to Overdrive and they say, "No, they pan from Overdrive to Mighty Morphin, like, look, real Rangers." Like, yes, y'all know who are the real Rangers, not Overdrive.
Yeah, the real ones have shown up.
Real
Yeah.
ones.
So real quick, we do have a couple of questions in the chat that I do want to give some acknowledgement to, because without our fans, there is no stream.
Yep.
So real quick, our good friend Mr. Nick Channel is asking, what do you all think about the Power Rangers Funko Pops that are coming out? And I'll be honest, I don't know anything about them. So if y'all do, please weigh in.
If it's the Megazord with the mini head, with the mini Red Ranger in it, I have that one. If it's the older ones with the weapons, I have those too. I also have the older ones, like the real old ones. I have a lot of Power Ranger Funko Pops, so I don't know if there's new ones. I also have the Green Ranger Funko Pop backpack. Can't get that anywhere anymore.
That is awesome. There are new ones coming out. There's currently new ones coming out. Yeah, I did see that just this week.
No, I don't know nothing about them.
Yeah,
So-
I haven't had a chance to see them yet.
The other question we've gotten is from Daddy Bat Knight. So, are we allowed to ask why this is the last RSP Atlanta? The wife and I just added this to the rotation and now it's over.
I can feel this one. I can feel this one. I do know the answer to this.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you feel
And it's simply a matter, unfortunately, of and I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone specifically, but the owners of the convention are ready to step back from that big of a responsibility, given all of the traveling they do for other conventions. And they want to see it last and they want to see it keep going, but they can't keep putting both financial and especially energy efforts into it. And it's not a blame on their part. It's more of a they want to take a step back from it. And I respected that when I found out, but we were all kind of sad about it when they broke the news to our team that this was going to be the last one. Sorry about my voice.
And I mean, it makes sense, because if you look at Karen and Nakia's schedules,
and
they're
Nakia's
probably
had
at a
some very
convention.
successful projects with Peacock lately, and she's
yeah.
still doing that.
Yeah,
she's still in it.
Sorry, she has her own production company. She's been really busy with that. But on top of that, she's a grandmother, and she wants to be around that baby. She wants to be around that grandbaby. She loves that grandbaby a lot.
Yeah.
One thing that I will say that Karen says all the time and Nakia says all the time, and she says it in our chats and we say it in our meetings and we say it all the time, but it is kind of like a family thing now. It really is a group that like people have come together. We've found our authentic selves to be a part of this thing. But that is true of not just us, but the actors as well, the cast as well, who look forward to these things. Steve Cardenas has started looking forward to this all the time. Like there's some, I mean, not to name drop any other people, but like the people I know, they're like, oh yeah, we look fondly at that now. As much as they want to go and make, you know, their weekend for their pay, they want to see each other and they want to see the fans. They want to see the people at Rangerstop and Pop.
And
so that is going to be tough to say goodbye to.
That's the beauty of this fandom, problems and all. It's really a fraternity, a family, whatever you want to call it, of Rangers, but also fans. I mean, I have run into several actors outside of RSP now at other conventions here in Houston and abroad, not abroad, but across the country. And whenever I see them at another con, they recognize me, and not like in that fake, oh hey, I remember you because you give me money, haha, whatever. But no, they
It's
actually
genuine.
genuinely remember me. Yeah, because one of them asked me a personal life question, and I was like, you remember that? That's pretty cool. So to me, that was pretty awesome that they care enough to know who we are. And even like the more and like secondary members of the franchise who are like industry members or guests or whatever, they're also part of that family, and they have so much love for all of us, and it's so nice to see that.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I think it's the way that Ranger Stop and Pop is organized. It's organized in a way where fans are more relaxed, but also where the guests are more relaxed. The more relaxed that they are, the more that they feel that family aspect, the more that they're treated well, the more they're going to remember from the people that they meet, whether that's like fans, staff members, volunteers, whatever. They're able to make those more memorable interactions just because of the atmosphere and the way that Ranger Stop and Pop is set up.
Yeah.
And what for me gets me the most is this being the very last year, and I don't know who all was there last year, but they finally got it right. We finally, all the pieces finally fell together last year for it to be not just the group coming together having a good time, but logistically the show worked the best it ever has. It's finally got a cohesive team, and it's unfortunate to see that only to happen one
And
time.
you know, I agree with you on that, because when I came to RSP the first year, I thought it was a pretty well-run convention, but I could see some things where I was like, okay, this
Areas
doesn't
of opportunity.
necessarily work, right? But last year, I genuinely had so much fun, especially Steve, Chris, hanging out with you guys while you're doing your panel stuff. That to me is a core memory, because it was just so fun hanging out. Again, I didn't get to talk to you guys and really interact, or even like say, hey, I'm Rizwan. I kind of know who you are because I'm a nerd, but you know, it's really cool that now a year later we're all friends. Like we talk on the side. You know, but like a year ago, you guys were just like these figures in the community for me. And so going from you guys being these top tier figures, part of the Power Rangers, Ranger Stop and Pop Illuminati, whatever.
So there's no tiers. We're all just lucky to be in these spots.
Yeah,
no
so it's just really cool to me to have that opportunity.
It's lucky, all of us.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Steve,
okay,
Steve, real quick, because I want to have to cut out soon. Steve, were you at the first one?
The first Ranger Stop and Pop, or the first Ranger Stop Orlando?
Ranger Stop and Pop.
Yeah, I was. That was a pretty cool one. Teddy Long was there from WWE.
The question is because like I've I missed one or 1.5, something like that. But like it did it to you? Oh well, also Kev, Phantom Ranger. Like the way the last one came about, the combination, it felt like it was, if last year was the last one, it seemed like it came full circle, especially with Good Burger. If you remember the whole lineup from last year, and then it, for me as press, going back to, because we didn't have a press room, so it was one of those like you everything was in this one room, and
don't forget Dante Bosco.
Oh, he is so fun. I love that guy.
Oh, oh man, because I'm trying not to, because with Jason David Frank, because I keep kicking myself because I was just like, that was my opportunity. But no, but the look, the feel, like how reminiscent was it to everybody from day one, the first con, to last year's 2024?
It was so amazing to me, and I want to say the very first Ranger Stop and Pop was it happened very luckily, and the reason I say luckily is there were a lot of people who had a lot of key responsibilities in that weekend that weren't even actually invited to be there, and just happened to be there and got to set it up and make it happen and host panels and stuff. And it was just a great experience, and it got to be the coolest of things, but they didn't have everything planned out. And not like anything's ever always planned out, right? That's just how they go. But to have that first one where it's like, what are we going to do with this? Oh, who knows how to do this? And then to get that all the way through to the Omni over the CNN Center, to having this huge, immaculate space, wonderful spot to come and go from. The actors are there. It felt like the whole weekend for me felt like PMC Night Zero from 2007. And that's the highest compliment I can give anything that ever happened in the Ranger world. And so I want this year to be that good. I don't think that there's a reason to put an expectation on how good or good not it will be. But I think it's going to be amazing because everyone's just excited for, if this is our last year there, we'll make it a huge finale, right? Let's make it the biggest, coolest thing. And if somebody else buys the convention, that's great too. But whatever happens, we've had fun. The actors have had fun, and we've had fun together.
So real quick, and I've been saying that a lot lately, but I have a special friend backstage that is part of the RSP community that I just saw in our comments. I said, hey, hop on here for a little bit and let's hang out. Let's get it for Michael Brogdon. Hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, you did.
Right. What's up, Michael? Hey, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
I saw you in our comments. And I was like, whoa, dude, I got to get this guy on here.
Glad to be here.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the massive audience that's watching tonight?
What is up, everybody? I'm Michael Brogdon. I did security in Rangerstop of 2022.
Nice.
And that's how I met him. Well, I knew him for years before that with a little Facebook group called the Power Chamber.
Damn it.
And when I met him at Rangerstop and Pop 2022, I was like, holy crap. I'm actually meeting a guy from a Facebook group that I used to be on like years ago.
Hey.
It was really cool, man. So, I'm glad that, you're able to be there. I could meet you. And, hey, now you're here on this platform hanging out with all of us. It's really awesome to me.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. But let me see. I think we had another question in the back. Oh, no. We had another, thing that just didn't make sense in the fandom or franchise from Carl Dutton that he wanted to talk about. And that was, why did Andros give the museum his SIP? And why is he okay with Terra Venza keeping it even after the team up? It's never mentioned. It's never explained.
I think it's because they were building him another one.
Yeah.
For Andros, it's it was just he didn't care. It was just a spaceship. He just had it. It wasn't like maybe like to him it was just like a car that he doesn't care about that car. He's got another car back home now. He doesn't need that car because he doesn't need a Megazord every day anymore. That's my thought on it, at least.
Well, I always just kind of felt like the mission was done, and they didn't to just leave the ship like in a dock. Like Deca was a sentient AI; she would have no sort of interactions at all. So the best way to do that is just open it up to a museum and let little kids come in and ask questions. The ship don't necessarily have to go nowhere.
I actually have a better thing I would like to bring up because the actor, I forget his name at the moment, but the actor of Andros brought up something back in Rangerstop and Pop.
Christopher Kamen Lee.
There you go. Back in the first After Dark panel that they did at RSP 2019, he mentioned, hey, what happened to Andros' original team? The other 4 members, why did he just happen to have 4 morphers lying around and then, the Silver Ranger in the Stasis? And he mentioned that Andros might have got his previous team killed, like straight up murdered as the leader of the team.
Wow.
I could see that. I can see it actually. Which is it would explain why he wanted to work alone.
I can see that too.
I'm sure that Chris would like that to be the thing.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Kim and Lee would love that.
Last comment to help us catch up on stuff from the audience. from K20 Custom. Why y'all trying to make me cry?
Because we love you, K20. We love you,
It's always a goal of mine.
Because this
Always
is
a
a
goal of mine.
safe space. We
It is a
listen
safe
and we
space.
don't judge.
K20.
Exactly.
I still need to put this on something. I need to figure out what I want to put it on yet. I put the other things on, but I don't know what I want to put Ultraman on.
Oh, so speaking of in space, right? I know a few people in here, especially my buddy Chris here, knows about this. My son's name is actually Andros.
No way. You're the second person I know with a kid named Andros now.
That's cool.
I don't know if you know Kevin, the guy who runs the fitness Morphin
Time Fitness.
Yeah, Morphin Time Fitness.
Yeah. Yeah, his kid's also named Andros. So I was like, dang, you guys are just straight balling right now.
That's big fandom right there.
Yeah.
I do think Corone is a beautiful name though. Like I think
it
Corone
is.
I told my daughter's name. My daughter's name was supposed to be Corone.
My wife put the kibosh on naming our son Tommy.
Yeah.
I still think Andros and Corone though. Those are good names. I mean, Tommy is generic. You can name your kids Jason and Billy and Zach and Trini, but Andros.
I am without child. I have wife, but we are without child.
I got a little side note, a little update. I just got a text message from Beauty Baba Yaga. She just landed safely back home. So good job, Beauty Baba Yaga. Mentioned that she would jump on. I don't know how long we go. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be going.
I mean, I'll keep going until people get tired of it.
I might have to head out in a second.
Right.
Oh, that's all good.
Yeah, I gotta head out. I gotta go get dinner started. I got a house full of old people.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's awesome though.
Phantom Ranger, you're a young soul, though. Come on, don't even lie to me.
Please, I'm the oldest cat here. I'm sure.
You might be the oldest cat here physically.
I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked when you said your age earlier. I was like,
yeah, I was too.
50
yeah, don't let the gray and the beard fool you. I'm an old head. But look, hey, this has been fantastic.
Yeah, why don't you let everybody
be
know
considered to be up on the panel with like distinguished gentlemen such as yourselves? It means a lot because I'm not as active as I used to be in the community at all. So to even be extended the courtesy and like it's humbling and it's moving, and I thank you all for it from the bottom of my heart. I mean it. Thank you.
And Phantom, I want to say on behalf of our collaborative efforts between Carnell Holly, Blurredography, and Anime Secrets, it's our honor to have you on. And I want to take a second to shout out our good friend Mark from Blurredography for pulling all this together, pulling in such amazing talent like Phantom Ranger, Kevlock, Steve, and Chris. And I mean, I brought on Michael Brogdon, but I'm going to give him credit for that as well. Dang it.
He just got here. No credit for you.
No. He gets some credit. He gets some credit.
That's what the law.
But I'm willing to go for a little bit longer if you guys are. I have nothing else to do tonight.
A little longer.
Yeah, I can go a little bit longer, but if you gotta
pop off in a couple minutes myself. But it's been great seeing you guys and being a part of it tonight.
Yeah, I'm full of random trivia card, right? It says, "What is the name of the girl Zach once as a girlfriend?"
Angela.
Yep, it's right here, Angela. Someone gave me a set of these cards. I don't know, it doesn't say it on there, but they gave me all these old cards.
Are those from the Trivial Pursuit game?
My head canon says her last name was Tahari.
I have no
she
idea.
would go
They're
on
really
have
old.
a baby with his cousin.
Oh, yeah, they really are old.
That's a different story.
Also,
I gotta go, y'all. Thank you for this. This has been a joy. May the power protect you.
Wait, before you go, where can everybody find you online so they can follow you?
These are from 1994.
I'm on TikTok, Phantom Ranger Earth 1397. All my works that are available online is in my link tree. Just listen to the vision. Is all I ask. Thank you.
Amen,
Thank you,
brother.
everybody. I appreciate this. May the power protect you.
May the power protect you as well.
Thank you, Phantom Ranger. That's awesome. Man, that's cool. All right, team. I too must depart. I'm afraid I've got a couple things I got to do before work again tomorrow morning, which is super fun. But I can't wait to see everybody in person very, very soon. We've got the show in June coming up, Ranger Stop and Pop. Everybody knows that. Come see that. Come see our Night Zero trivia. And come see me at my job if you're ever in Orlando, Florida. I'll let you know where it is.
And also check him
I'll
out.
be in Orlando in a
Me-
week and a half.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris, I was letting you plug this one.
Yeah, the Geek Done Right podcast. More episodes coming soon. We've already had some great right now. Yeah. But we do have some great episodes up at youtube.com/geekdoneright.
And you know what,
we just
guys?
have a lot of fun talking about stuff. It's a great show. We just have fun talking about random things.
And y'all know
what?
what?
All right, you guys.
These guys do geeks right.
It's done right. That's it,
It's
you
all
guys.
done right. All right,
Well,
thanks,
take
Steve.
care, my friends.
See you soon.
Let the power protect you. Live long and prosper.
I can't do it.
You.
Here we go. I got it.
But yeah,
Kim jumped out too?
No,
I guess so.
My experience with working at Rangerstop and Pop in 2022, I have to say it was a very interesting experience, so to say.
You got some stories to tell, Michael?
Yeah.
Are they PG stories?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully they're positive stories.
Yeah.
I remember I met Ethan Trance. He's like, as soon as he hit the front gate, I'm like, I gotta get a picture.
Is he the guy that did the Goldar video last year?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I like that guy because he did a really fun video with the voice of Goldar, Kerrigan Mahan, where he starts off voicing Goldar against Austin St. John. And then the real Kerrigan Mahan comes in and takes over because like, no, this is how you do it. And I'm like, it's a really cool video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is incredible.
Like I remember Michael meeting you at that Ranger Stop and Pop. That was actually my first Ranger Stop and Pop as videographer. So I was in constant panic mode.
Dude,
I can tell.
It never goes away. That panic never leaves you, even if you've done it for years.
But I will say though, like it did seem like the this last one, everything really started coming together. I was feeling really confident in my role, and even the year before, I felt really confident. But at the same time, too, this one, the last year's, I got that was my last one on staff as videographer. But man, I got to co-host a panel with Steve. It was amazing. Got to make buddies with a few Rangers and then meeting everybody else. Missed having Michael. Missed seeing you there. But I do have a surprise.
Are you coming?
I'm gonna be there this Sunday of Ranger Stop and Pop.
Thank you.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm gonna be there Sunday only.
Hey.
Oh, and I have a surprise too.
Oh yeah, you coming?
I'll be there all weekend.
Hell yeah. Hey Michael, you know what you're doing Thursday night, right?
Yeah, I'm actually arriving. Yeah, I'm actually arriving Thursday morning.
No, you know what you're gonna do Thursday night?
What?
Trivia.
You come to the RSP Day Zero Trivia Night Party Extravaganza, hosted by your favorite Anime Secrets, Blurredography, and Carnell Holly Pixers.
I'll be there.
We're gonna have a real party. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Our boy Steve is gonna be out there emceeing for us. We're gonna have me, Mark Carnell, and Nathan Dessa, your buddy Nathan Dessa. We're gonna be running the thing.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Nathan is my co-host on the Tokyo Secrets podcast. We're like best bros for life, and me and him run the entire Anime Secrets platform out at RSP every year. So he's going to be there this year helping us out doing trivia night, and then we'll be working together the rest of the weekend doing our content.
I haven't seen or heard from Nathan in like years.
You saw him 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, I did. Listen, this is what happens when you have kids. You lose memory.
Yo, hold up. We got my buddy in the chat here. I gotta give him a quick shout out. John Sitter. I think I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry, man. But this is the Mezagog cosplayer from last year. If you go look at our Dino Thunder panel, there's a part where Mezagog walks on the stage with Jeffrey Ferrazzo, and they have a really touching father-son moment.
That was awesome.
So he is amazing. But other things, I want to say hey to Nick Sandel. He came back from his little break from the live stream. Mikey is asking if I told you guys about his writing stories. Yeah, Mikey is working on rewriting Circus Sentai O-Ranger because the O-Ranger Sentai is a real chore to get through. So Mikey's doing the Lord's work and attempting to do it better. Now, if he'll actually succeed, that's left to be seen, but he's definitely going to be trying to do better than what O-Ranger did. And we are caught up on the comments again, and we can go to another topic. Mark, if you got anything else you want to bring up?
Yes. Any final thoughts? Because I got to head out of here soon, too.
Okay. Chris, Michael, we'll give you guys the floor first.
Oh, Chris, you can go first.
Oh, come on. Beauty before age.
Oh, thank you. But I think this final Ranger Stop and Pop is going to be one to remember in the memory books.
Oh
yeah. It's really sad to see something as special as Ranger Stop and Pop go away. Having been a part of staff, having made so many memories, so many friends, just having this place where I felt completely safe. Seeing that pass by, it's really kind of an emotional thing for me. I'm grateful that on Father's Day I get to be at this final one. It's really going to be amazing. Everybody should go check it out. Get your tickets now and be ready for a really incredible experience. We've got full Ranger teams for the first time at Ranger Stop and Pop. I think 2 full teams.
Yeah.
We got Mystic Force and Time Force.
And Mystic Force.
And the main Mystic Force cast has not been together since the very first Power Morphicon in 2007. And now we have even 3 extra cast members to that. So you will not see this possibly at any other con anytime soon. Come and see it. Come and say hi to everybody. Come and see me. I'm like Olaf. I like warm hugs. And I just
don't tempt me with a good time, Chris. Don't tempt me with a good time.
It's really going to be amazing. Great vendors. Shout out to Power Props and Henshin Vault. They're going to be there with the table as well. Go get your amazing stuff and have a honestly, again, I say it again and again, it's going to be a great time. They're going out with a bang. You're going to love it. Money well spent.
Also, listen, for the dads here, if you guys want to get something for Father's Day, I mean, like,
yeah, that's right. 2 dads here, just getting to be there is my Father's Day gift. But
there you
go.
So I think we'll end here, but I do want to say before I let Mark do the outro, thanks, Chris, Michael, Phantom, Kevlock. Did I miss anyone? Oh, Steve. Can't forget my brother, Steve.
And
Thanks for all of you guys. And thanks to my good bros, Lordography Colonel Holly, for this amazing ride so far. We do have one more live stream in early June we're going to be planning. This one will be brought to you by Anime Secrets. Nathan and I got some fun stuff planned. I'm not going to say a whole lot just yet, but let's get ready to do another tier ranking of our Ranger teams in a different way. So stay tuned for that. Mark, anything you want to add on before we log out of here?
Yes. So again, Beauty Baba Yaga, she's safe and on her way back home. She actually just expressed interest in doing something tomorrow night. I will talk with you and some of the other guests to see if we can do something impromptu. But she is safe and home from Rome. But outside of that, if you haven't gotten your passes or registered for Rangerstop and Pop Atlanta 2025 yet, please do so by using promo code Done Right, because everybody needs 10% off. That could be 10% more towards vendors, towards Artist Alley, towards anything else, the Atlanta food, whatever else. And also, please subscribe to all of our guests. All the links will be in the description of this video. I'll go and update them once we finish the live. Please subscribe to Anime Secrets, Blurredography, and Carnell Holly Pictures. And just show your support. We've been working really hard with the RSP Live. We are really grateful to just be a part of Rangerstop and Pop in some shape, way, form, or fashion. I have had so much fun in the last 5 months doing these lives with everybody. Chris Dunright coming on and like being clutch so many times. Thank you again, brother. Just thank you again. And I just want to especially thank the Rangerstop and Pop team, the staff, Karen Ashley, Nakia Reese, Mikey. Just thank y'all so much for allowing us to promote the con in such a way and just giving us this opportunity. And I can't wait for this to be the last Rangerstop and Pop. Oh my God. Like, I can't believe I kind of want to cry because this con actually means a lot to me. So
I want to cry too.
There will be time for tears. We still have a month. We still have one more live stream. We might have an impromptu live stream tomorrow. We might have some other random things that Rizwan has not told anyone about yet that might come later in the month. So the party ain't over yet, guys. We got time. We can cry on Sunday.
No, Rangers do not cry. Rangers just be ready for action.
I mean, there are Rangers who cry. Okay, there are Rangers who cry.
But you know what, Mark? You know what time it is?
It's morphin' time.
And with that, I will say good night to everyone. Again, check out Anime Secrets, Blurredography, Carnell Holly Pictures. Check out all of our amazing guests. The links to their TikToks are in the YouTube description down below. Check them out. They're all amazing. Michael, I don't know where to find you, but I'm sure you have something if you want to say.
You guys can find me on TikTok, Red Falcon 212. You guys can find me on Facebook, Michael Brogdon. And you can find me on Instagram at Red Ranger 2134.
All right. And with that, we are out of here. We're going to morph on up to the command center and get some grub. See y'all later.
Time to go.
Peace.
If you enjoyed listening to the Toku Secrets podcast, please check us out at animesecrets.org and follow us on all our social media pages such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also feel free to check out our other podcasts, including Animated Classified and the Jedi Squadron. You can also leave us any feedback you'd like to offer us directly on our website. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, we thank you so much, and please leave us a rating out of 5 stars. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and leave any comments down below, as we love to take the time to read comments left on our channel and give our fans, shout-outs. If you have any seasons of Super Sentai, Power Rangers, or other tokusatsu shows that you'd like for us to check out, please don't hesitate to say so in your feedback. With all that said, we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast, and we will see you next time as we continue our never-ending journey through the world of tokusatsu. But until that time, you all stay safe, we love you, and may the power protect you.